Hey, K1LEM, could you be so kind to send me a copy of one of your warning letters, and with a nice ink pen, put your call sign and sign it for me. I'd love to have an autographed copy of one of your warning letters, man. I will frame it in a nice, pretty frame and hang it up high on my wall. Over.
Well, the thing is that you know the way the FCC works, right? I mean, if they're going to there's several things that they can do. I don't know where that last warning letter is, but she, at the bottom, she tells you what she can do, and she doesn't say they're going to do all three of them. She says it's severe penalties, and one of the penalties is, of course, a fine. The other penalty is you can be told never to go to that frequency again. You could be excluded from a frequency, or you could have your license canceled. Now, I don't think in general, they go immediately to the cancellation of license, but it's always a bargaining chip. Like K3VR could have probably at one point, if he had responded to Ms. Smith, he could have avoided the 12 grand because they don't really want to go to court and take 12 grand out of him. What they want is to be sure he's not going to do anything again, so he could have just offered up and sacrificed his license. Now,
I think they want the money, too. I think there's a little bit of greed involved in that comment.
Because this Canadian guy told me that on May 22nd, he has access to something the FCC apparently has. I guess it's interference. I don't know. He would not be specific. I haven't received anything of that nature, so therefore, the only way he could get access to that would be hacking to get us for a computer. There'd be no other way.
No, sir. That is a negative there, Nancy.
That's international espionage. I think it's very serious. In Canada, you hack a United States government computer. That's just as serious as hacking the Defense Department's mainline computer. So we're going to find out who that is in Ottawa. I think he's in Ottawa. And you'd better hope that I don't hear anything from the FCC in the next 2 weeks on how I'm going to get this thing out and going. Because quite frankly, you haven't got a leg to stand on. And one of my big defenses, even if it was true that I did this, which it isn't, even if it was true, I would have you right in jail for hacking the United States government's computer. You're going to be in jail in Canada for a long time. That's espionage. So you better hope that I don't get a letter.
You better hope.
Because there's no way you could know that without hacking the computer. There'd be no way you could know that. I can tell you right now, I'll be on the phone to Laura Smith, and I'm going to stay right there and tell her all about you, all about the hack of the FCC computer. Because there's no way you could know it. I'm going to hope that I'll deal with it in some way, one way or another. But you know what? You're going to be going to jail for a long, long time because there's no way that you could know ahead of time that I'm going to get a letter from the FCC unless you or somebody you knew in your network hacked the United States government's computer, the FCC computer, and there's no way you can know that. And you even mentioned the date, the 22nd of May. I thought that, although you weren't very strong here, I did catch you 22nd of May. I think you said on this frequency. So I did get some pertinent information that I jotted down. So when this notice comes, assuming it is out there and it is going to come, your ass is grass, little boy. Your ass is grass. International espionage of an FCC computer from the Canadian up in Ottawa. Whoa, this is really, really big stuff. So you better hope I don't get anything. But if I do, you think I care much? No, I'll take care of it. I certainly can take care of it. But I was curious, does anybody know what that idiot's call sign was? It was VA3RLG something or other. But it might, his call sign, considering the way he was speaking, I have a couple of issues. One is, I wonder if he really was a Canadian, but I presume he was. And the other is whether or not he's using somebody else's call sign. That could be too.
Well, don't you know, we're all Canadian.
But hey, if you're still listening on the frequency, Ottawa, if I get a letter from the FCC, your ass is grass big time because the FCC will be tracing back who hacked their computer. I couldn't be happier. And probably even if they had a case against me because you hacked the computer,
all he does is whine.
Anyway. So you really should have kept your big mouth shut. But now that you opened it, you better hope I don't get a letter. Hey, when are we?
Oh, poor Gary Davis. He doesn't have anything to relax with. Poor Gary Davis. How are you feeling today, Gary?
He's a serious whiner. He needs to just get over it and grow a pair of them.
I think Gary Davis wants a piece of me.
Need your call sign. Are you man enough to come on and give it to me? Yeah, come on and give me your call. It's VA3RLG something or other, and I'm sure I can find it because he's a rogue. But indeed, if I'm going to get something from the FCC, your ass is a grass. Because the only way that you could possibly know this ahead of my receiving a special delivery letter would be if you or somebody you know hacked into the FCC's computer. That would be the only way. And that's international espionage. Yeah. So, I'm going to be listening, and if anything comes of this, this may become an international incident. K1LEM. That's right. He says I'm going to get I don't know if he said a warning or an area. I'm just going to repeat it just in case it comes to pass, because if I don't repeat it, you people will not think that I didn't hear it all because he wasn't real strong, but I heard enough of it. Gary Davis is going to get a letter from the FCC for interference on 7200 for May 22nd of 2017. That's what I heard. That was the essence of it. I wrote it all down. So, the only way that you could possibly know that before the FCC has even sent the letter would be if you hacked into the computer. That would be the only way. You hacked into the FCC's computer at Gettysburg. I'm sure they're going to be very, very happy to learn this, and I'm going to pursue this right to the full extent of the law. K1LEM.
Yeah, but Gary.
I wish he'd shut up. Either get a lawyer or just be quiet, one or the other. But stop talking about it.
I don't know where the FCC gets this idea about interference, because interference is about as normal in amateur radio as anything. We're not broadcasters. You don't have an exclusive right to a channel. So how they can come out and say, well, such and such a station interfered with such and such. Now, that KC2GRU, that friggin' moron, just follows me around the band, and of course he intentionally interferes. The minute he hears my voice, the little dog comes out of his little house and starts to bark. And I already wrote Laura Smith about KC2GRU, but apparently she's done nothing about it because he hasn't mentioned anything about it, but he's a moron. But in any event, I'm just stating, for the record, so everybody will be very clear about this, because I'm right up front. I don't have anything to hide, basically. A Canadian station in Ottawa, and thereabouts, was on the frequency earlier today, stating I was going to get, I don't know if it was a notice of apparent liability, or another warning, or what, but in general, one warning from the FCC, that's usually it, unless they get a mobile lander out to your house and monitor you, and then you're really in trouble, because then they can use that in court and they can ask you to pay money. But in any event, I need to pass out of that station, that harassing station, because, you know you little canuck, there's no way you could possibly know that if it's true, and it may very well turn out to be true. I got to wait about a week or so to find out. My God, and if it turns out to be true, I've got all the relevant information. The only way you could possibly know that would be you or somebody you know broke into the FCC's computer by hacking it. And that is an international incident. That's an international incident. And your ass is going to be grass. And believe me, I'm going to take that to the full extent of the law. K1LEM.
Oh my God, please shut up. Nobody wants to hear this.
You know what? I think I can deal with it. I think I can deal with it no matter what it is. So, you lose both ways. You're a loser on the front side. You're a loser on the back side. Anyway, K1LEM, I'm gone, and I just want to say that was what I heard, a prediction. That
There's no way he's gone. I guarantee you he'll come back and tell us one more time.
May 22nd this year, I believe he said interference, intentional interference, or something of that type. So we shall just see what's going to happen, and I don't think it's going to be anything good, huh? I think he may be the one that's going to be locked up. K1LEM, I'm gone.
I hope he is.
Oh, goodness. Gary, if you are listening, this is one alter ego.
I'm gone for correct, because if you did know that, and somebody either shared it with you or you read it yourself, and I believe you mentioned on the air that you had actually seen it, you'd actually been on your computer, and you were the hacker that hacked into the FCC's computer. That was what you implied. You actually saw it, and some things you recognized, some things you didn't. Well, you'd better hope that I do not get any letters from the FCC. You'd better hope I don't. But if I do, whoa, international incident, hacking into the FCC's computer. Yeah. K1LEM.
I hope he blows a final.
That he's a homosexual, yeah. Gary Davis just might be a homosexual, yeah. That's one thing to consider about Gary Davis, yeah. I really think you guys...
Gary Davis, I'm going to whoop your ass.
Coffee meet transgender bathroom meets homosexual tendency, Gary.
You're right, K1LEM. You're gone, because I'm going to do you in.
He's mentally gone. He's gone.
Gary Davis, I'm going to kill you.
We couldn't get that lucky. Gary Davis, I'm going to send you a letter.
I'm going to send you a bomb, Gary Davis. A big letter bomb. It'll go boom, and there'll be no more Gary Davis.
I'm going to send him an anthrax letter.
Let him keep talking.
That Canadian guy. You better hope I don't get a letter. Does the mail even go to Canada? That Canadian guy. You better hope I don't get a letter. Hey, I'm gone. Do them goddamn Canucks even have mail?
I'd send Gary Davis a letter, but he's too stupid to know how to read it.
I'm not worried about what Gary thinks he can do, but I'll tell you one thing. If I was at Dayton and he stayed in the same building as I did, I'd be worried about him. I wouldn't want him trying to pick the lock on my hotel room door, because he does have tendencies.
Just shoot him.
No, you don't want to go through the civil lawsuit of his family suing you. But I'll say one thing. Gary sure is into that Hershey bars and trains. And we ain't talking about paper mache tunnels. We're talking about flesh tunnels and ham radio operators that are into trains. I don't know. That sounds really sick and kinky and creepy.
That's right. If K1LEM goes, we probably still have LAX out here. He likes to broadcast as much as K1LEM. Just babble, psycho-babble shit.
Like I said, I know for a fact. The person even told me, they said, that they keep a list of all complaints that make any sense. That's the reason why they have the OO operators, just to let them know if it should be opened up again. And that's what's happened in the past, as we already know it. We've got proof of that. You can go online and look. We actually have spoken to some of these operators. And I'm just saying that they work like the police. They keep a file on you for every complaint.
Roger. Yeah, they're getting to be, well, with the computer databases, they can do that now more effectively. I don't particularly find it encouraging for people that maybe start speaking out if they start to promote or enforce censorship or something. But I'm glad you told me that. Ron. I don't think you have anything to worry about. I know he said it's going to be an international crisis, but I was surprised he doesn't even know your call sign. It just shows you that the guy actually listens. Because he's been out here, and you've been out here for a couple of years now when he's been out here. How does he not know your call yet? It just shows you he's not very perceptive.
Well, he's insulted me a few times and spoke to me and insulted me, never logged my call, corrected me on his call, I got it right, so on and so forth. Oh, yeah, there was one extra thing which I was not showing because I was asked, and I said, I don't know if I want to know that. And they told me about the compilation of the complaints. On that compilation list for any ham are also the people, if they wish to give their call sign, who's making the complaint. So, in other words, for Gary Davis alone, I was told this by the SWL listener. They told me that I talked to out here 4 out of the 6 complaints that have come from this frequency from licensed amateur operators. These are not complaints from SWL listeners. These are complaints from licensed ham operators, and I was told that they've heard me speak with them, and they asked, do you want to know who they are? And I said, no.
I'm going to make sure I go put some cotton in their ears.
Anyhow, there are over 6 people on this frequency that have complained about Gary Davis. That's all I'm going to say.
The weaker on the inside, I don't know who it would be. Basically, why would they do that? Most of them are not even licensed operators, I believe, and they would lose their jobs if they leaked confidential information. But, when I got that letter in January, I brought up to Smith, and I found it was very odd that 2 weeks before I had received this letter about interference on 7.200, I heard people on the frequency discussing I was going to get a letter. Now, there's no way they could have known that unless somebody hacked the computer. K1LEM.
Maybe it was Comey.
There's no visiting for Gary Davis, because Gary Davis could be a threat, so you will not enter Canada.
Can he go to Mexico?
The only thing they have on me is my little bitty warning letter about me playing music. And I'm proud of it, too. Let me tell you, I am just excited and happy and proud as I can be that I play music out here. Because it sounded so much better than listening to you fools out here day in, day out. I mean, Led Zeppelin, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Black Bush,
Barry Manilow,
and rolling.
Liberace.
Oh, man, the relaxation heard across 7.200 was just undescribable. Because it was by far more enjoyable.
What's happened stupid enough? Do I need to go
all
with
this
more stupid?
and these voice changes unidentified, and you're a horrible you're a convicted felon. You're an illegal operator.
Damn!
Blah, 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 blah. Back and forth all day, every day. So, hey, what do we do? We lock out. That's what we do. We jam out. We play music. We sing a good song. Did you know that there is no rules against singing over the radio? Believe it or not. I mean, you can come out here and you can sing the songs or one of the greatest songs you like, whatever it is. I don't know, Guns N' Roses, AC/DC.
Don't worry. Be happy.
You name it. I mean, whatever tickles your pickle. You can come out here and you can sing it all day long. But you just can't play the song. But you can sing it. So I think that's what I'm going to start doing out here. When the jamming gets really, really crazy out here and you guys just can't seem to find a happy medium to get along with one another, I'm going to come out here and start singing karaoke. And I'll take requests, if as long as I know the lyrics, of course. But if I'm unfamiliar with the song, then, well, I'm going to have to take a pass on it. But I'm going to start singing songs for you guys. If that's what it takes to make peace out here on 7.200, I'm going to start singing songs for you gentlemen. And there's nothing illegal about it. KK4SIJ, VA3RLG.
I got one, but I'm still confused about what I got, because, let me ask you a question. I've heard someone out there playing a beautiful version. I don't encourage that. Don't play music on the radio. That's my way back in November, but that's a year ago,
so it's all moved. But anyway, I might not be able to sing very well, but I'll try to sing to all of you so I can do something better. If you'd like to know and see how it's done, well, just let me know and I'll give you a personal audience. You'll be my personal audience on the skin flute.
Well, I can honestly tell you this, that my letter was also very confusing and misstated. Because not only did it say that I was playing music, but it also said that I was using a robotic voice. And I ended up in the music playing. Like, yeah, I mean, I responded and I explained exactly why I was doing it, and I also pointed out the fact that the FCC is doing a poor job in our response. So anyway, the robotic voice, I don't know where the hell they got that from. They must have heard something over top of my signal or in with my signal or something that might have thrown the instruments out of whack. So they just went ahead and started pointing the finger. Which it's okay. I mean, there's just so much horse shit that goes on out here at times simultaneously. I mean, it probably is a bit hard to dictate exactly who and where it's coming from, but robotic voice, no. FCC, if you're listening, I don't know where you got that notion. We'd love to have heard the recording of it, but I never did get that either. Robotic voice. I mean, I couldn't even make. I mean, I can probably try to make one. I could probably try to impersonate a robot talking, but it wouldn't sound very good. I can tell you that. But we do not have the equipment over here. There are no robotic voice making instruments here in the ham shack. So I don't know. Again, I was really confused about that comment that was made in the letter. So anyway, yeah, that was about the summary of my letter. Music playing and the use of a robotic voice. Oh man, I can read it right now and I'll get a giggle out of it. I gotta get out of here. KK4SIJ, we're clear.
Yeah, just to show you how fucking stupid I am, KK4SIJ. The thing that the FCC on 4th of July night does America. I know I'm pretty fucking stupid, but like I said, if you go on this thing to all of it, I'll give you a personal, very up close and personal playing of the skin flute. Because I do know how to play the skin flute. I may not be much of a singer, but I sure can play the skin flute.
Yes, go ahead with your question. There's this one guy in here. Sounds like his wife probably has him by the nuts, trying to drag him away from the radio. Because he's squealing quite loud, and he's trying to get all what he has to say out before he shuts down his radio. Because I think his wife has a real tight hold on his ball sack right about now. But yeah, go ahead with your question about my letter.
We'll just leave it at that. VA3RLG.
Yeah, I know. I just figured I'd go and check out the robotic voice thing. This KK4SIJ.
Ron, stand by a second, Ron.
I'm a good player of the skin flute. Not much of a singer, but I'm a good player of the skin flute.
Silence there up in Canada. Okay, SIJ, the question was of your letter. Now, when you got your warning letter, did you get a letter before the warning letter where they asked for your reply and for testimony and evidence from you and your opinion concerning the accusation? Did you have a letter before the official warning letter? Over.
No, negative. I was just there was no prior notifications or mandatory responses that was issued prior to the warning letter. It was just the warning letter by itself. It came via certified mail, so they could receive a receipt that you received your letter, of course. But no, and I didn't even have to respond. I did not have to. They said that it was they requested a response. If I remember correctly, I had to pull out the drawer here to say it word for word, but basically my response, it wasn't mandatory. I didn't have to respond to the letter, but I did so voluntarily, and I had quite a I gave them basically a couple paragraphs in the email on the situation that took place as described in the letter, and then I kind of called out the FCC on how well of a job they're doing, which they were not, by the way. I actually called it out being a very, very poor job they're doing. But so anyway, basically to answer your question, there was no other kind of issued statements or letters or anything. It was just a flat-out mailed warning letter saying that they, God, you're going to make me want to dig it out the damn box here in a minute. But it was worded kind of funny. They were talking about, due to our long-range direction finding equipment or something like LDFD or something like that. Again, I'd have to read the letter. And it makes me think, you know what, I was like, if they got this long-range direction finding equipment, then I think it's all teetotal BS in my opinion, because if that was the case, a lot of these guys I hear that are operating unidentified, jamming, you would be witnessing a lot more action delivered by the FCC if in fact they were using such said equipment, in my opinion anyway. But yeah, I hope that answers your question, man. It's just a one-time warning letter, and that's all it was. Nothing came before it, nothing came after it, and my response was totally voluntary. It was not mandatory. So yeah, take care, 73. Have a good evening, KK4SIJ.
I got a comment, KK4SIJ. This is VA3RLG. The commission does have the capability, but it is not used specifically for hams. Most of the ham work is done from their stations and the OOs and complaints. All that other long, heavy-duty, expensive equipment that they talk about, like single-site emissions locators, are all used to monitor government frequencies for the safety of the continent. In other words, if there was an outside source trying to jam any military operations or government frequencies, they could track that down. They're not going to waste it on amateur radio. Over.
Roger. Well, I also, Ron, I had requested the recordings from the explained event in the letter, which I never did receive those. I don't know if maybe some emails got crossed up, or maybe they got lost in the mail. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's an excuse for it. Yeah, but anyway, man, I mean, whatever. It don't bother me none. I mean, I'm gonna come on here. I'm gonna keep on keeping on. Oh, man, I'm getting tired. Anyway, I gotta get out of here, man. I've been trying to get off this microphone now about the past 20 minutes. So I'm gonna shut her down and get on out of here. You guys have a good evening. Ron, hell, and the other gentleman I was talking to a minute ago didn't catch your name, but and to all the unidentified, use your call sign. If you don't have one, get one. It's not hard. Believe it or not, there are 11-year-old children that have extra class amateur radio license. So, you know, are you smarter than an 11-year-old? Ask yourself that question. I gotta go. KK4SIJ, we're clear.
The department was listening, and they said, okay, we'll believe you based on the complaints. You gotta remember, you're working at a job.
Okay, Luke. All right. Got you, man. 73, have a good evening.
Or do you wait?
That information was helpful because the letter I got was completely different. It was an inquiry, and I had to provide a response to 3 very false accusations, but these accusations weren't from the FCC, they were from another ham. Another ham had filed some
VA3RLG, hello, Carl. The government doesn't waste their expensive equipment on us. Algonquin Park
I spent about 15, 20 pages addressing 3 of these charges.
Nobody knows where they are.
That's why I was
never heard anybody talk about it, but they're located there. You can't drive in there. There's a gate, but I know that's much.
Under sworn testimony
there is capable of listening to
provide all of these
anything.
responses.
So, do they waste it on us?
Thanks for that info. And thank you, Ron, for that clarification on the direction finding capabilities. What does Industry Canada got going on?
Oh, we got you for sure. No, they don't.
Still talking?
By hearsay, monitoring, and hearing it themselves and working with the OO's complaints, and that's how it's done. VA3RLG.